All right, sorry that I'm a little bit late. I do apologize. We are giving updates here about the up and coming, we have to stay with the date, June 12th event here in Columbus, Ohio. And this is our official public invitation to the Congresswoman in Georgia. I didn't put her name because of the algorithms and the way that they do things. So I just put her initials, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we really hope that she's able to come and speak and be a part of what it is we're trying to do here in Columbus. So let me first start by saying my name is Jeremy Dieter, and I represent a lot of the Patriots in and around Ohio. We were made aware of the event that was postponed or canceled, where you were to be speaking, and we understand that that event may continue to go on, and that's fine. What we're asking is that you would also come to our event, and what we would like to do is make sure that both of these events come together. That way, there's a lot of us. That way, we can have the largest group, the largest showing. And that's what we're working towards right now with Ohio gun owners. And we hope that they'll do that with us. But we want you here. And we want you and the rest of the nation to know that our events here are not dictated by anybody but us. When attorneys come and tell the governor and others to cancel the event, we are not being represented. We want you here, and we know that you're a powerful voice for our time. We've appreciated here all the way here in Ohio, seeing your commercials when you were running for that position, and you help to inspire and keep alive a patriot movement that now is seeing a lot darker days. And so obviously we want you here. There's many of us here, and I think that was why Ohio gun owners started here, because they saw the patriot community that was already put together in place and knew that they could capitalize on that. And so we want you here. We want to hear your voice. We want you to speak, and we can absolutely protect you. As far as security is concerned, it's really not that much of a concern here. We've been doing this a very long time. We have a lot of veterans that were trained in VIP transport and protection, as well as this is our city. We know what we're doing here. Even if the State House Police and their attorneys do not wish to have you there or will not provide any security, the Columbus Police Department, we're pretty sure they will. And everybody, all of the surrounding precincts, all of the suburbs, everybody was excited to have you here. The townships, everyone was looking forward to it. And now that this has happened, we believe that this will make this a much larger event. We're in the process of inviting all of these different law enforcement agencies, precincts, and districts. We are also reaching out to the media, local media, and mainstream media. We are in the process of also making sure that the militias that are coming from the surrounding states are able to work in tandem in a security aspect with the Ohio militia as well. So we've opened our borders to all militia to be able to travel freely as militia within the Republic of Ohio. So we're just excited at the prospect. We were all excited to have you here as a speaker, and we're excited at the prospect that this could happen. And know that the other event, it didn't go as planned. And you know what? We still want you here. There's so many of us, and you can speak here, and you will have security. You will have a safe opportunity to speak to everybody, and we really appreciate you and would be honored by your presence. We know that we're not alone, and we want you to know that we're not alone either. That here in the Midwest, those ideals of, preserving our nation, our culture, and making an open stance against socialism is incredibly important. And when you came onto the scene and did that, it was inspiring to so many people to see somebody saying the things that all of us were hoping, somebody running for office would say. Just the blatant, obvious truths that all of us see. And finally, you came on the scene, and unfortunately for Ohio, you were running in Georgia, but you still inspired us nationwide, to let us know that there are people that are strong enough that are willing to be brave enough to go into a place where they're an outsider, a very powerful, nasty place, and try to make better, try to do something better. It's what we need. And we want you to know that you have our support. We want you to know that the Midwest right here, just a little bit north of you guys, that you're our countrymen and women, and we stand by you. And we're not going to give the Midwest to socialists, and we're not going to give the Midwest to globalists. If they want the Midwest, they're going to have to come through everybody here that you've inspired. They're going to have to come through all of us. And I know that we're just moms and dads, man, but there's a lot of us. So if you're watching this, what I'm asking is find a way through social media to send her this video and let her know that we're getting ready in Columbus, Ohio to have this event. And we would really like her to be here. I also spent an hour and 5 minutes on the phone with the one and only Maria ZACK today. If you don't know who she is, look at, go to nationsinAction.org. This woman is almost solely responsible, and as the voice of this, she is solely responsible for exposing all of the election fraud. And now she found where the money that Barack Obama sent to Iran and other countries, where all of it was financed through. They've Italy did it. The Italy Did It movement, where the Italian gentleman came forward and said, "Hey, I hacked your elections." That's all Maria ZACK. And I talked to her, who is friends with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I talked to her today for about an hour and 5 minutes, and talked to her about coming to Columbus as well. So, man, there's a chance that we could have a huge event, people that have international status right here in the Midwest, right here in little old Columbus. And I promise you, ladies, I promise if you show up, we will honor you coming here. We will honor your words. We will honor your presence, and we'll make sure that you're safe and sound the entire time that you're here. We'll make sure that, and I feel like I have to stress that just because of how the other event went down. I don't want you to think we're Portland or Seattle, because we're not. We're the Midwest. I'm not saying we don't have issues, a little bit of issues here and there. And I'm not saying that Soros couldn't fund a whole lot more issues for us. What I'm saying is that this place here is prepared for whatever. We are not weak people. We are not people that these folks actually want to trifle with in any kind of a way. That'd be verbal sparring or otherwise, and the fact is that we're peaceful people, that we're freedom lovers. We do not hate our policing forces. We do not hate our countrymen and women that we're being pitted against. We don't buy into the racism. We don't buy into the hate. We're not buying into the division that they're trying to sell us. And we believe these speakers. We believe Maria ZACK. We believe, Marjorie Taylor Greene. We believe everybody when they say the things that we were thinking. When their observation of the world around us is the same as ours, we don't believe that's coincidence. We'll stand by these women. We'll absolutely stand by and stand up for these women. We will protect our speakers. We do protect our own. So, June 12th, Columbus, Ohio. Location and times. I'm waiting on Ohio gun owners. So if you guys can get this video out to Ohio gun owners and Chris Dorr, if you can get it out to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and if you want to send it to Maria ZACK as well. Maria ZACK was so pleasant to talk to today. What a fantastic woman. What an impressive woman. Very kind, very humble, and very smart and very strong. These are the women that are leaders. They're helping to lead us right now and show us and expose the truth. And why wouldn't we stand next to them? Absolutely. You know, so this is our invitation. We've held a lot of these events over the last few years. We know how to protect our own. We know how our city operates. We know who's here, and nobody in the country should ever fear coming to Columbus, Ohio, and speaking. Period. You come here and you're a patriot, we've got you. You've got nothing to worry about, and there's a lot of us, and we've got a lot of support from our surrounding states as well. I don't know if we're just blessed. I don't know what the deal is here, but there's a lot of love out here in the Midwest in the patriot community. After everything that we have faced, everything that we've gone through, you know, with the people yelling at us, and you know, just everything, the fights that have been started, you know, all the different types of confrontation, you know, everything. It's we've always handled ourselves well, you know, and shown that we're the compassionate people. You know, that we're actually, you know, families that love freedom, love our country, and are there to enjoy our speakers, and but we're also ready for whatever happens. You know, we're Americans too. We get it, and things can happen, and if that happens, that's also a currency that we can deal in. That's a language we speak. So thank you to everybody for helping this event to happen. Thank you for your support. I've been getting so much support from people. Hey, you know, I don't want to name names, but hey, you know, so and so, you know, over here, you know, we'll be there. We're gonna be there. Oh man, I talked to a guy in Baltimore today. I believe Baltimore or Boston. I'm so sorry for getting that wrong. And he's coming, and he's bringing a few people with him, and you know what I mean? People, I guess people understand. I guess people get it, you know, and they're sick of what's going on. We're not going to give our city to globalists and just stay at home on the couch. It's not happening. There's no way. You want it? You want the Midwest? You want us to be Minneapolis? You want us to be Seattle? You want us to be Portland? Then you're going to have to come through us and make it that way. And I promise, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. There's too many of us. We're way too strong. And everybody knows that. The State House giving in like this, not completely unexpected. You know what I mean? We have rhinos and globalists and BLM and anti-Americans all through Columbus in elected and appointed positions. So it's not a surprise. You know what I mean? They get that's a taxpayer funded, you know, serve and protect job of a civil servant. And they were able to just say, no, we're not going to do it. We know that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a sitting congresswoman, and we're not going to give it any protection. Well, you know what? We don't need you to. We never have. Good. Self-discerning, self-governing Americans need you not. And it's about time we get this through people's heads. We do these things ourselves. We don't need government for anything. We'll do it ourselves. What we actually want is for every American of every shade, right, to just wake up and have the same experience, the same American experience, right, where it's no different based on any shenanigans, right? All of that's being pushed on us by the globalists, by the media, by the television, radio, billboard, magazine, postcard that talks about all of this, these ways that we can divide from each other and ways that we can heavily scrutinize one another. That way it ensures we can never have unity. I promise you, anybody who wants you to hate somebody else based off of their race, their speech, their ethnicity, whatever it is, nationality, that's your enemy. That's your enemy. That person, that entity, that group is your enemy. That mantra, that way of thinking, that's your enemy. Nobody who likes you is going to try to put that type of contempt in your life, nor should you buy into that ever, ever. Nobody needs more stress, right? Americans are already overworked, overburdened, underpaid, underappreciated. And we already show up, as far as people know on the surface, we already show up with a message of, you know, hey, it's even worse than you thought. I know that you're overworked. I know that you're overtaxed. I know you're not represented. I know they poisoned your air, your food, water, and soil, but check it out. It's worse. The betrayal is worse, you know. Too often, too many people don't look at that as a position that's empowering. Well, let me get this right. If they're using the billboards, magazines, televisions, newspapers, postcards, and they've poisoned my air, water, soil, and people, that's a lot of methodologies to harm us. Wait a minute. They have to use all of those methodologies just to try to keep us stifled. And look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, and look at Maria ZACK, and look at your Patriots. It didn't work. They used trillions of dollars of American wealth and it did not work. We're still here. We're still telling the truth. And now many, 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 many more of us are coming into the fold as they see this betrayal continue to play out and continue to ramp up and continue to get worse. What about the people that voted for Biden? That now they're starting to feel betrayed. Hey, wait a minute. This wasn't what I voted for. I wanted healing. I wanted unity. And this guy, he doesn't even care. Or he's not awake. This is why we're getting together in Columbus. They canceled our event based on the leader of BLM telling a police investigator that, yes, he was coming to protest. And it was upon those words, this is what I heard, upon those words that the attorneys for the State House and the attorneys for the State Highway Patrol decided to provide no police security and no bike gates or dividers of any kind, right? And then Ohio gun owners said, with less than 48 hours before the event, did the right thing, and said, well, we cannot do the event then in 48 hours or a little bit less. There's no way, because you have to have security in place for a congresswoman. You just absolutely have to. Now, I would have gone about it a little bit different. Maybe other people would too, if I were the spokesperson for OGO. What I would like for OGO to do is to join us in this, have us all come together in a collective effort. As before, this is what we've tried to do. And, just make this one big event where all of us can come together and celebrate. Let's invite all of the police stations. Let's invite all of the churches. Let's invite all the VFWs, AMVETS, Eagles, Moose Lodges, conservation clubs. Let's invite everybody. You know what I mean? Are you an American who's a first generation, or an American who came here from another country and escaped socialism, say in Cuba, or know what it was like not too long ago in Armenia or Russia? Or anywhere in the world, Are you from one of those countries and now you see what's happening in America and you want to stand against that because that's exactly what you got away from? Well, check it out. June 12th, Columbus, Ohio, you will have a place to stand and people to stand with, because we see what you see. We didn't fall for the media inundation. We didn't fall for the poison that they were selling, these snake oil salesmen. Right? We didn't. It didn't work on us. It doesn't work on patriots. It doesn't work on Christians. Right? They paint us as everything. They say, oh, they're racist and they're domestic terrorists. And it's gotten to the point where nobody even cares what these people say anymore. They've rendered themselves completely and utterly a moot point in everybody's eyes. And they did it to themselves. Name calling, as it ends up, is about the only thing that they're good at anymore. Trying to throw out conjecture and say, well, this person may have done this, or we know what's real. And us having to stand in 2021 in the Midwest, because now they've started this here. They have this committee, this BLM committee, that's like an oversight committee for our Columbus police force, right? So they think they can take it. They think that they can turn us into Portland or Seattle and, make some autonomous zone. And it's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. It's not. There's no way that the Midwest will be given to you. There's no way. So June 12th, I hope you'll join us. And if you're watching the video, please send this out to Maria ZACK, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then our local guy here in Columbus, Ohio, for Ohio gun owners, the original planners of the original event, to get them to work with us so that we can just all do this together. There's no sense in having two events. Let's just do it together, and if it still needs to be OGO's event, that's fine. But all of us are coming. Everybody's coming. Everybody's coming. You know what I mean? Now it's everybody's event. And, we're going to provide the security. you know, and I know that Chris Dorr is trying to work out something still with Scrabs, the committee at the State House. And I just don't know, you know, I hope that that works out. I really do. But look, man, to Chris Dorr, let's just do this. All right. We do not need permits. That's our building that we pay for. All right. We do not need security. And you know, if you call their bluff anyway, there's no way that they're just going to not allow police to be there. But we've already invited the police to be there in plain clothes. Just, you know, hey, man, since you're not working that day, why don't you throw on jeans and a t-shirt, come down and celebrate with us. Come down, have a good time, man. Not everybody hates you if you're the police. Not everybody hates you, and there's nothing wrong with celebrating and having a good time and having an event where we support and back that part of our community. There's nothing wrong with it. For all of the people that are like, oh, I hate police and they're awful and all of this, man, look, I get it. I do. You've watched these videos, many of them out of context, but you've watched these videos and you've made up your mind. Look, we're not here to change your mind, dude. Stay home that day. Don't come to our event. This is the other part of America. Right? This is that part that you do not understand. So for us, for the people that do get it, man, let's go have a good time. Let's go have a good time. Let's enjoy each other's presence. Let's enjoy the day. Let's enjoy our speakers. Let's enjoy our freedom. Right, you know, right when we probably need to the most, when we should the most. We should do these things when it's not easy. Did you think being a real patriot was going to happen with sponsorship when everything was comfortable? Or did you think that it might be a fight once again? Oligarchs, technocrats, whatever you want to call them. I call them evil. Polluted the minds and the food and the air and the water and the soil of our nation. But they didn't get us. It didn't work on us. We're not racist. We're not hateful. We're not here to you know, blow up the world like they say, like, oh, these guys are domestic terrorists. Listen, I eat Pop-Tarts and cereal. I like to watch cartoons. That makes me the worst terrorist in the history of all terrorists. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? I'm a dork from Ohio, okay? You can call me what you want, but every time these people call us patriots these names, they forget. We have friends. We have family. And if you're calling us a terrorist, these people have known us our whole lives. You just alienated your message from my family, from my friends, from my coworkers, because they know what I'm not. You poisoned your own people against you. And rightfully you should have, because it's only poison you've been peddling. And now the American people know it. And now they're awake. And they're ready to get together, and we will not give our enemies the Midwest. You cannot have it. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you are welcome to speak here. It would be an honor and a privilege to have you here speaking. And you're welcome to speak here anytime you want. Maria ZACK, same for you. You are welcome in this city. You are welcome to speak here. You're welcome to be here anytime you want. Ohio gun owners, please join us in this initiative. We are not trying to just take over your event or something like that. That is not, we're not trying to divide things. Let's get this event going. Let's do this. Let's make this the best event of the year. Let's do this. Let's get it done. So thank you to everybody, man. Thank you for listening to Patriots out here in the Midwest. Thank you for listening to what's going on. Thank you for sharing this out. Thank you for being part of this. And Monday through Friday, it'll either be 7 or 8 Eastern Standard. Sorry, I was a little bit late tonight. They, quite frankly, man, we were throwing the football and playing badminton. I lost track, dude. So we were having a good time with the kids. So just thank you again, man. I feel like we're blessed out here for this opportunity to be able to bring God's people together, bring the patriots together, bring the militia together, bring the oath keepers, bring all these groups, Proud Boys, everybody, all these people that have been labeled all of these ridiculous things, all these people that have been hated, all these people that have been chastised and berated and dragged through the coals. You know what? Fine. If that's what we are, then that's what we'll be. And let's get together and let's celebrate who we are. You know what I mean? If they want to call us whatever, fine, whatever. We know what we are. We're Americans. We're moms and dads. So let's get together, man. Let's have a good time here in Columbus, here in the Midwest. Let's make sure there's so many of us that who cares if they put it on the news? It'll never, ever, the memory of it, the feeling of it will never come out of your heart, never come out of your mind's eye. If you've been to the big event in Virginia, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been to any of these events, you know what I'm talking about. Can you imagine? The State House has betrayed us. Surprise, surprise. Sold us out, said they won't do their job that they're paid for. Let's show them we never needed them in the first place. Let's just show them the truth. Who cares who's impressed by it? Let's do it so that we empower our own base, so that now we have more faces to look around and our network look around at, and our network gets bigger. We meet more people. We see how many of us there really are. This State House has been trying shenanigans for a while. Anybody who's been around for a while knows. And we ended up affecting Ohio legislation immediately. In Ohio, it usually takes 90 days for a law to come into action, right? We had that law go into effect upon signature once Chuck LaRosa, a local patriot and a genius, once he found that in what they wrote, they actually said that it was a mistake. It was like a clerical error, but it would have taken gun rights away from all Ohioans, damn near all guns. And they said it was a clerical error, but they didn't find it, right? A guy who doesn't even work at the State House found it. A patriot found it. The bill. Brought it to everybody's attention. We told them, hell no. We went down there and they stopped. They stopped that bill from coming into law, held an emergency session, passed another one, and then made sure that when it passed, it didn't have the 90 days. It went immediately. Those wheels can spin as fast as they need to. And when we put the fear of God into them, they did exactly what was right. We could do it again. If they think for a second that they run that State House and own it and own all of the events and that's our house. We paid for it. I pay for it. You pay for it. We pay for it. It's ours. And they have no say over what we do as free men and women. Whatever events we choose to have are ours. So I'm going to stop talking. I didn't even mean to go this long, man. I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping you guys. Tomorrow is Friday. It'll be 8 o'clock, I'm not sure. It'll be 7 or 8, and I'm going to get a little bit, hopefully more into some of the militia instruction. Remember what we're doing right now, nationwide. 2 things. If you're in militia, you are governed by rules that say you're not allowed to travel as a militia outside of your state/republic. So you have to have permission to do so from that state or republic's militia. So that's the first thing we have to do. If all of the pundits and the talking heads are right that we're being pushed into conflict, then let us prepare accordingly and be appropriate. Let us take a pre-conflict position and allow all militia to open up all borders nationwide so all militia can now travel freely. That's the first thing we're doing. Only militia can do that. Nobody can tell us anything about that. That is a militia choice only. Legislators have nothing to do with it. Politicians have nothing to do with it. Militia is strictly done by the people that live, the nationals of that republic. So they're not citizens. That means subject. So nobody has any say. We're the only ones. All right. So now we open all of our states' borders, all of our republic's borders. Now we can all travel as militia freely. That's the first thing. The second thing is if they're doing something like this in your city where the State House or whoever has decided whatever, and we're just going to let BLM Antifa run amok and destroy the place, we're not going to give any protection, then your state and the states that touch it, this is not strictly a militia thing. This is militia, patriot, mom, dad, whoever. Your state, and you can do it through the militia or, whoever you want, oath keepers, whatever. Your state makes an agreement, and we all pretty much know each other, where if your state is touching that state and that state's getting messed with and they need you to that capital, then the states that are touching that state all go. If it's your state, then all of those states converge. That's the second thing. We have to have that an accord between us. Let's be realistic, right? All of the inundation, the lies about January 6th, the lies about our guys in Michigan, right? Saying they were trying to kill Governor Whitmer and all this. these have been used as weapons against us, and it's harmed us. It's harmed our community, where people have gotten quiet. I think membership is probably still going up, but people have definitely gotten quiet. So they're not going to want to come out as much. If that's the case, and say you have a very small number of patriots in your state, and they decide to come in and give it the old Minnesota treatment, then you guys, if you have the other states also helping to protect you because everybody's numbers have been hurt, then you're able to deal with the threat. That's where that comes from. So those are the two things. I'll get a little bit more into that and our pre conflict position that makes sense. You know, I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate everybody's presence here. I appreciate you sharing it. So everybody have a good night, and be blessed from the Midwest.